What's up, YouTube? This is Brandon for B-Town Outdoors, and we're continuing with the month of April being Do-It-Yourself month. And for this video, I'm going to restring my bow. I've had these Winner's Choice strings on my bow for about 7 or 8 months, and I kind of figured that it's time to change them. So I have actually owned 2 pairs of Winner's Choice, or 2 sets, if you will. And I've liked them both. They've done really well, but I've heard really good things about Vapor Trail, and that's what I'm going with this time. They're a little bit cheaper than Winner's Choice are, and they've got amazing reviews. So I'm gonna give them a whack and see how they perform. So in this video, I'm gonna teach you how to, or tell you that you don't need a big, fancy, expensive bow press to restring your bow. Now, before you turn this off, thinking that I'm one of those idiots who put a screwdriver in their cam to hold it and then restring that way, that's definitely not what I'm doing. I'm using my Bowmaster bow press. This thing is already paid for itself. I paid about 50 bucks for it, and if you go to any bow shop around your house, anytime they have to put your bow in the press and press it, it's automatic $10. And that doesn't count, you know, installing a peep sight, tying in the cord for the drop away rest, you know, taking or adding twists out of your cable, you know, any of that stuff gets pricey. Not only that, but it's cost like 50 bucks to restring a bow, and then it costs another like 30 or 40 for them to tune your bow. Now, I'm no expert, but you can't tune someone else's bow. You can get it close, but you can't tune, you know, you can't tune a bow for somebody else. A really good example, my cousin's boyfriend, he's got an Elite bow, and I shot it the other day. He's about 6'3", 6'4", maybe. Probably shoots 29 or 30-inch draw. Definitely not what I'm used to. I shot low and left on, I think I shot 3 arrows, low and left every time. Was it the bow's fault? No, it was just that the bow was not tuned to what I'm used to and what I need. So I'm gonna quit talking, and we're gonna restring this bow. So since my bow is quad limbed, I need these brackets right here. There's 2 different types of these brackets. There's these little rounded ones like I have, and then there's brackets that look the same, only instead of kind of hooked, they're at a 90-degree angle. The company of Bear recommends that I use these quad limb brackets, which are these S-shaped ones, so that's what I got. But that's why I love this bow press. It's so versatile. 99% of companies, it is an accepted bow press, or an accepted form of way to press your bow, won't void warranties or anything. That's why I love this thing so much. So basically what I want to do is, my bow's a little bit shorter, so you're going to see all these kind of little notches. My bow's a little bit shorter, so I want to leave 2 notches there and lock that in place just like that. And it's short enough or long enough for any bow on the market. Alright, so I'm going to want to do the wheel first, and there's a little notch in there. That's where the wire's going to go. And you're just going to slip it right onto those limbs just like that. So for the cam side, you're going to have a lot of excess cable, so I just put that to the side. You're going to slip it right over. This Bear Mauler has such a huge cam. When I first bought this bow press, I didn't think it would work. And it's not right now. Okay, with a little adjusting, that's going to go on just like that. And it's going to be nice and tight on there. I'm going to double check that these are tight. So this next step's pretty important. You see how I have some just plain wire right here, and then if you look to that side, you have those notches there. You want to keep those away, because if they get stuck in these little wheels right here, you're going to mess up your bow press, and it's not going to be pretty. So I'm going to get this tight. Sorry about the camera angle. I'm going to get this tight, but I'm not going to press it yet. Because what I want to do first is I want to take pictures of both cams, and not both cams, but I want to take a picture of both sides of the cam here. So you can see right here, on these little pegs right here, there's 2 pegs. You have one with a plus sign and then one that's just plain. I want to make sure that I put this this cord, or this part of the string, back on this first peg right here. If you don't, it's going to mess up your draw length. It's going to mess up a few things on your bow, and you just don't want to do that. You want to make, after restringing your bow, you want to make it as close, if not perfect, to the way you had it before. Now coming over to the other side, you're going to notice that you have 2 pegs on this side. And I want to put mine on the first. So take pictures of your cam just to make sure that you are 100% positive that you are restringing it back the way you had it before. The next thing I like to do before I press it is if you want to, you can take a picture of your slide right here. I already know that my cable goes on this top part and the string goes on the bottom part. And also, I don't know if you can see that very well, but my cable is in front of my string. The cable is closer to the rest than the string is. It's different for a lot of bows. That's just the way my bow's strung. So I want to make sure that that's that way, because if I get those mixed up, then you're going to get these strings rubbing together, and your string's not going to last nearly as long. So I don't know if I can get in there with the camera, so I'm not even going to try. But there is a tiny gap. I can probably barely even fit a piece of paper in there. So you don't want to screw that up in any way. Alright, so now that I got that, we're going to press this thing, and you're going to gradually see these strings get more loose, and you're actually going to see my limbs come in a bit. And I just want to go super slow when I do this. Checking a couple turns that these brackets are still snug on my limbs, and we're going to keep going. Okay, so now you can see my string is super loose. I want to stop there because I want these strings to be loose enough to where I can get them off this wheel very easily, but I don't want them falling off themselves, because I want to try to keep all this nice and clean, and I don't want string getting in the way of my cable when I'm trying to restring, or when I'm trying to do the cable, and vice versa. Alright, so like I said before, I want to be able to just take this string off myself. It takes no effort at all. If it takes a little bit of effort, then just crank it, give it one more crank, and you should be good. So this is off. The reason I want this off right now is because I want this cam to be able to move in and out. So I can take this cable down here, and I can easily just take it right off that peg. Just like that. Okay, then we're going to go through this cable slide. We'll actually pop that off. And then just take each side of the yoke off. And there you have my old cable. I actually grabbed to take this football off. A lot of people don't use a football. A lot of people tie in their drop-away cord. I use this football because, you know, it's worked for me. It's worked great in the past. I don't know if I'm going to put it on my new drop-away that I just bought, but it did a really good job for what it's used for. So I just popped that off right there. All right, so this part is pretty important. I'm going to take my old string and my new string, and I'm actually going to stretch out this new string from the packaging. We're going to line up both the ends. We're going to go all the way down. We're going to make sure that these are the same length, which they are. And actually, the old ones are a tiny bit shorter, and that's just going to happen. Every string stretches. There's companies out there that say the strings come pre-stretched. Yes, they do, but over time, they're just going to stretch even more. So you want to make sure or check that they are the same size, which they are. And you're also going to want to check the serving on these, because you don't want your serving to be shorter than usual. On these vapor trails, the serving is maybe an inch longer, but that's not really going to matter. Alright, so we're basically going to reverse engineer what we did to take them off, and we're going to put them back on. So the twist just came out, so I'm just going to add a couple in there. I'm going to have to retune this, and so I'm going to have to take or add twists out of it anyway, so I'm not really going to worry too much about getting it close. So I'm just going to add some twists in there. And I'm actually going to put the blue on this side. And then the red on this side. Those twists came out. Okay, just like that. Okay, then we're going to go through the cable slide, remembering that this goes on top. Also remembering that the cable goes in front or closer to the rest. than the string does. And then back on the little peg we had it. There we go. That is your cable all installed. All right, next thing we're going to do is we are going to take off the string. I just like to start with one side. With this particular bow, I just do this side with the I don't even know what you would call that, but I just like to start with this side. So I'm going to take that off. And how you do that is just take this part, pop that loose, come around that little ankle right there, or the elbow, pop that string off. Take it out of the cable slide. Come around this wheel. And I apologize for the glare, but you're going to want to do the same thing you did on the other side. Just pop it over that little elbow right there and off of that first peg. It's a little bit harder with these Bowmaster brackets. There, you got to pop it off. And that's my string. So this next part's probably even more important than checking to make sure the length is the same. You're going to notice that on one side of your string, I don't know if the camera can see that very well, you're going to have more serving on one side than the other side. Do not get that screwed up, because if you do, it's going to, probably after 20 or 30 shots, your string's really going to be fraying, because this serving's basically like plastic string and it's tough as nails. So don't get that screwed up. So again, I'm going to check the length. And try not to stand on the new cord, on the new string. Just kind of rough estimating it. They are the same size. Predicting that my old strings are going to be longer than my new string, which it is. And then next, we're going to check serving. Make sure the servings are all lined up. I don't know if you can see that, but that's good right there. You're going to have more serving in the middle of the string. Those line up nice. Where your D loop goes, line up nice. I've got a nice twist in there. Again, checking your serving at the end. They all look good. Thank you, Vapor Trail. So we're basically just going to do the same thing we did with the cable and reverse engineer. So this is going to go up through here, making sure that you're in line with the track. Put it back on that first peg. Make sure everything's nice and tight. Move over to the cable slide, making sure my cable's still in front of the actual string. Okay, so that's good there. I'm gonna pop this back into the cable slide. Just like that. Up around the wheel. And there's this nice string right here for where your D loop is supposed to be. Like we did before, come around the cam. I'm actually going to go up through the limb this way so we don't interfere with the quad brackets. And remembering that we put this on, we took it off the first peg, so we want to put it back on the first peg around this elbow. So now they got that sorted, we're just going to go make sure everything's tight. Making sure everything's tight on the cam. And we are going to put this back on the wheel. Again, these are new strings, so I'm actually going to loosen up or tighten the Bowmaster a little bit more just to loosen the string up. And pulling it nice and tight over that wheel. Should be very snug, which it is. And I'm going to double check the wheel. Make sure it's all in track. Double check the cam, make sure all that's in line. And then we're going to loosen up the Bowmaster and actually tighten the bow. So I'm just going to go nice and slow to make sure all of my strings are in line with the track so they don't pop off. I can already see it getting tension. Get it nice and loose. Pop the brackets off. There you have it. I just restrung my bow with the Bowmaster bow press. I almost split that arrow. So there you have it. You watched me shoot about 15 shots. I shot about another 100 and 150 arrows this weekend just to really make sure my strings are stretched out like they should be, so I can know that it's ready to tune, and I can start shooting perfect groups like I was shooting before. So thank you to Vapor Trail. I'll leave their website and link below. That's where I got these strings from. Like I said in the earlier of the video, they seem to be holding up fine. They seem to shoot perfect. They look good. They're super easy to customize, and they're about $20 cheaper than everywhere else I've seen. Definitely not getting paid by Vapor Trail, or they didn't send me some free strings. I'm just a customer who's happy with the product, so make sure you go check them out. So I really had some issues with idler wheel lean, but that's pretty normal when you restring your bow. So I got that back. I didn't get it perfect because I really wanted to talk about idler wheel lean and cam lean when I do my paper tuning video. So watch out for that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. And guys, have a good day.